Hello. Tier list day, guys. Tier list day. I've seen a lot of people started dropping their tier lists, and yet again, it is a disaster. So we gotta keep it real. We gotta tell people the truth, and let's just get started, man. Action Jungle. He got buffed this patch a little bit, but honestly, the champ is just unless you're like Wosto. If you guys don't know Wosto, he's like top one action in EU. He plays action jungle. He's pretty cracked on it. But unless you are him, it's not too great, man. It is not too great. Akali jungle, Jimmy Berserker treatment. It's actually decent, man. It's actually decent. Like with the buffs, I think it's actually playable in jungle now without like completely griefing. But yeah, I would only do it if you have some specimen in your team, say for brand. Now Camille is actually very good this patch. I don't think I can put her S S S S S S S S S S S S S S, but she's S. She's like very good, very solid. The reason being they buffed Shield Bash, and actually this rune is very nice on Camille, especially in the early game. You have decent damage with it. It's very easy to proc. And after like the last buff they did on Camille's second skill, it's like a few patches ago, but it's still very relevant. Like it's very nice. Okay, Darius, very strong, very strong. You have to pick it against certain team comps though. So it's not like S plus plus plus. You can't pick it every single time, but if you pick it against the right teams, it's very good. Amumu, it's playable. I don't really see anyone doing well on him. He's still the same as always. If you go AP, it's a bit too slow. If you go tank, you are just an ult bot, which is not too valuable right now. Diana, still in SSSS. Nothing changed his last patch. Not much to say about her. Mundo. Now, I used to have Mundo in S, but I've seen a lot of Mundos recently, and they just get shredded, man. They just get shredded. Like, first strike champs just destroy Mundo. He's pretty decent early on, but I don't know, man. I feel like you can't accomplish so much with him. I really don't. So, we'll just move on. I don't know, I just feel like this patch, I feel like tanks yet again are not that great, man. There's like only two. There's only like two tanks that are actually viable. I mean, not viable, there's a lot of tanks that are viable, but two that are like actually strong, you know. But yeah, Echo. Unfortunately, Echo is very slow in the meta, so we can't really put him any higher. He still does a lot of damage, but early game is just terrible, man. You can't clear on this champ. It takes too long. Evelyn is still SSS, like, we don't have to talk about her, right? Fiora did get a small buff this patch, but I don't know. I think Fiora jungle is good, but it's like never a Fiora game. It's just never a Fiora game. You have to like... They are encouraging you going to split push with Fiora, but that just doesn't work in the jungle, man. When you pick Fiora jungle, you have to teamfight, and Fiora in teamfights is most of the times very difficult to play around. So yeah, unless you're a god on Fiora, I mean, if you're really good on her, it's S, but for normal people, I think she's like A. Next up, we got Fizz. Now Fizz, Mr. Fishy Fish, is S. I don't think he's on the same tier as Diana and Evelyn still. I think Diana and Evelyn just have much more agency, much more tools to get snowballing, but Fizz is very, very good. Your damage past 2 items is just insane, man. You can go first strike on him as well. You guys know how Fizz goes. We talked about him too many times. Garen, I mean, it works, but it's suboptimal. Same for Galio. Dragor, Bomba, S plus as always. Graves. I played a little bit of Graves, but his range is just so limiting, man. It's so hard to play with his small range, especially against so many like assassins and mages that just tap you easily. I don't know. If you have like a perfect game, sure, he's S. You scale into the late game, you deal thousands of damage, but otherwise it's not worth it. It is not worth it. Irelia. I played a lot of Irelia recently. She feels very good. I will have some videos on her soon. She did get a small buff this patch on second ability. You get 10% more damage reduction, which is actually very good. It is actually very good. You're pretty tanky when you press second ability. So there's that. Gwendolina, I think she is in A. Again, very, very situational pick. She's playable, but you have to pick her against like pretty tanky comps, and that actually doesn't happen that often. At least nowadays, from my games, from my experience, like I really never play against so many tanks. And if I play against so many tanks, usually Darius is just better. So, yep, let's see. Am I missing someone? Okay, we just go Jarvan. Jarvan, huge buffs this patch, guys. Huge as fuck. Like, I can't understand why they give him so much power. They're saying they want to make Jarvan like a tank. They want to encourage playing tank Jarvan. Sure. But I played against bruiser Jarvan with like Yomu Black Cleaver or like Black Cleaver stuff. Man, this champ is so fucking annoying. Like, he can't die. You press ultimate on him, he is immortal. I don't know. And the ultimate lasts for such a long time, he can just tank so easily. I think Jarvan is like one of the best, if not the best engager right now. It's the engager like off tank bruiser. You can even go full tank like they want to, but I think it's not that great. I think just going bruiser is already amazing. He's very very strong in the early game as well. He can like keep up with assassins, etc. He does fall off later on, so you kind of have to do something early game. But you can just play like full cooldown reduction Jarvan, like full ability haste. I'll make a video soon, but it is pretty crazy, guys. It is pretty crazy. Jakula, Jaximus, he is in A. Actually, is he in A? I mean, I'll leave him in A for now, actually. He is not that bad with alacrity. As I said in the previous tier list, his jungle clear is decent now. It's just, I don't know. It's just something feels off about him. You can go a lot of builds as well. You can go like Thunder, Trinity, Riftmaker, whatever you want. You can even go AP Jax. But I don't know, some games I do well, some games I'm just completely useless. I feel like if you don't get kills early with Jax jungle, it's just so hard to play. Maybe it's just me. Jace keeps getting buffs. I mean, this was more of an adjustment for Jace jungle. Like, they kind of nerfed Jace jungle a little bit, but it honestly doesn't matter. Jace jungle was always good. The only issue is he's only really useful against like pretty squishy champs, where you go just first strike full lethality and you nuke them with 1k damage blasts every 5 seconds. But if the enemies are tankier, I don't really like playing Jace. It feels very hard to deal with something like Ornn, Volibear, etc. You can't really do anything, to be honest. So yeah, just have to be careful when you pick him. That's pretty much it. Kai'Sa jungle, it's suboptimal. It's still, I mean, it's playable actually. It's not that terrible. It's not suboptimal. Like, I can't put her the same tier as Galio jungle, right? So it is still playable. Just very slow early clear, very slow scaling. So if you get punished for that, good luck playing the game. Kale, A or S? I will put it S actually, surprisingly, because so many kill junglers now just take boots first item and they just snowball the game with it. If they're killing, like, there's so many kill OTPs, especially in Europe, and they all somehow manage to do well every game. They don't get punished. Of course, don't pick this into assassins or you're gonna hate your life. But she's pretty meta, man. I would say she's pretty meta. The same reason why. Wait, I'll put him now. So because we talk about them at the same time. I'll put Twitch up as well. He's better than Kale. Obviously, he's a better Kale. He's like, actually, I'll put him very high. The only problem with Twitch jungle is obviously assassins. If you play it in Evelyn or something, it's disgusting. But it's such a temp elo inflated champ. Like, even against Kha'Zix and stuff, you can just get full build, press 2 auto attacks on him, and before he one-shots you, you one-shot him. It's just disgusting. Especially if you have an enchanter or something, it's easily like the best pick of the patch still, by far. But I don't know. I know, it's just like, normally people should be good enough to deal with him, but they're just not, man. Everyone sucks. So Twitch is very broken. Same for Kale. You can just free scale so easily, especially like lower elos. Okay, and maybe high challenger, etc. It's not the case. But for like average master GM Timmy elo, it's very broken, man. It is very broken. It's disgusting. Any jungle, GB Berserker. Okay, moving on. Ezreal as well. I'm not gonna put all the ADCs again, but just the ones I'm actually still playing. Now Kajik, you guys know I don't have to explain a lot about him. He's still Apex Predator of the patch. Come on, go first, bro. Oh my god, Diana doesn't wanna give him the place, man. Okay. Kajik still the Apex Predator of the patch, as always. Lee Sin. Lee Sin is actually pretty weak right now. I mean, he's good into the matchup he's good against. Like, he's good into stuff like Kha'Zix, right? But he falls off very hard, man. And like, if you're the only one who's playing well in your team, you will lose. You will lose. If you're the only one who's playing good in your team, but you're like Gragas, you're Evelyn, you're Diana, you're Kha'Zix, you can maybe carry. But with Lee Sin, it's impossible. He just doesn't do enough. He's just there for the early game or for the matchup. And that's pretty much all he can do. Mastery, I mean, it's playable. I've seen a few. It's like okay. I always see, like, whenever I play Diana, people pick Master E into me. They go Bork with Sand, and I can't ever kill him. He just ults if he just first ability if I ult, and he just shits on me. It's like actually a bad matchup for Diana. It's crazy. But yeah, it's very situational. If they don't have a lot of CC, I think Mastery is actually pretty decent. But I think there's just better picks, man. I think there are just better picks than him. Leona jungle. Believe me or not, guys. Believe me or not. It is not that bad. Okay, listen. I can explain. Okay, listen. I can explain. Now, if you go AP Leona jungle, you are griefing. You are completely trolling. But if you go tank or bruiser with like Thunder, Sunfire, this champ is so AIDS. You have so much CC with 0 cooldowns. Your first clear is not even that bad because you start longsword and you have so much base AD. Your first ability is an auto attack reset, so you clear so fast. You just have to get good ganks early and you're set, man. You're set. Obviously, you can't really farm so well. That's why it's suboptimal, because the farming sucks. Even with Thunder, it's not that great. But man, it is very, very, very strong. It's very strong actually. I just don't really know when it's like an actual good pick, you know. That's why it's like I'm still debating. I haven't really played it that much, guys. I still need to win, okay? I still need to win games. Like, I can't test it that much. Maybe some of you guys in the comments want to make a sacrifice for the community. Can try somebody on a jungle. Nasus same as well. Nautilus. The Nautilus is still good. He is still pretty good. He's better than Lee. He has great CC. If you go AP, he has insane damage. If you go tank, he's pretty unkillable, etc. I mean, everyone knows Nautilus. We don't have to rant about it. Nunu. Disco Nunu is still S. Where do we put him though? He's like mid S, I would say. Worse than Darius because it counters him. But yeah, if you're good on Nunu, you know what to do. Don't have to talk about him too much either. Olaf, very situational. You have to pick him against the right comps. And he still does wonders, even though he keeps getting nerfed. As I said, if you pick him against the CC comps that he counters already, he's gonna be very good. Just be careful because Jarvan is meta right now. If you pick Olaf into Jarvan, you're gonna suffer a lot, since you just get caged up and you can't do shit. So it is what it is. Pantheon, big spear, guys, big spear Pantheon. I think I would still put him as SS. The champion is very annoying. He's so strong early game. If he snowballs, it's GG. GG, you know why? He goes Yomu's Borg, Dominic, you get one shot. He just destroys so many squishy champs. His third ability is also great against like burst assassins because you just block their damage and you burst them. So yeah, it's just a great pick overall. Just the damage is bullshit. Pyke though. Pyke got giga nerfed for jungle this patch. They removed so much damage from his clear. So you can't actually clear with Pyke anymore jungle. Kind of. I mean, you can still do like 2 buffs before 125. But honestly, I think you just farm champs. Honestly, people are so bad. You just get level 2, you go stealth, you run mid lane, and you kill them. So I wouldn't say it's Jimmy Berserker treatment just yet, but it's definitely pretty dead in jungle. Pyke is definitely pretty dead in jungle. Morgana is in A. She's playable, but it's just not a meta for her. She's like a supportive mage. You guys know everything about Morgana. Her clear is not even that fast anymore, etc. She doesn't provide as much. Ramus, I have to put him as mandatory because of why so salty, so we will just throw him out there and move on. We don't talk about it. Renekton, it's suboptimal. Rengar is pretty weak. Even though SS River works on him now, it's just, I don't know. It just feels like everything else is so much better. Everything else is just so much better than Rengar. I hope they buff him because I love playing Rengar, honestly. Riven getting buffs, guys. I mean, they nerfed Riven jungle. Sure, look at the numbers. It's like minus 10 damage on your first clear or something, and you get 1 second and third skill. It's so giga worth. So yeah, Riven jungle. I would put her S, but I haven't played against Yodope in months, so honestly I haven't seen any good Rivens. I think if you're OTP Riven, she's like really broken SSS, but I'll just leave her, man. Whatever, we move on. Shen jungle, no one ever plays him outside of tournaments. It's still like playable good, but it's just a tank like jungler with, you know, global ult to play for your lanes, but your lanes are 0-10, so you're not playing for shit. So yeah, it's just not good in rank. Samira jungle is playable. It's decent. If Kaisa is here, Samira should be as well, right? So next up we got Set jungle. It's playable as well. It's nothing too special though. It is nothing too special. Cyan. Now, Cyan is interesting because Riot keeps buffing him. Like, wildrift developers really want Cyan to be good. He got so many buffs in the last few patches if you go through them and look. But it's just, he's not really meant for jungle. Like, yeah, you can get a lot of HP. If you go Overgrowth, combined with your second ability passive, you stack so much HP by farming jungle. But I don't know, that's like kind of all he does. That's kind of all he does, you know. So yeah, unless you're playing like Lethality, Cyan, crazy stuff, and you abuse the ult bug. I don't know if you guys know it with Hextech crafting. It's pretty funny, but yeah, that's kind of everything he does. Shyvana in S, I can't put her S plus 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 because she's too weak early game. If you play against like Pantheon or something, you get punished heavily. Even against like Kha'Zix, you can lose tempo and you just get fucked, you get destroyed. You really have to have a safe good early to make her work, but if you get enough farm on her, she just destroys everyone. Tristana, jungle, it's the same as like Kaisa, Samira, etc. You have to farm a bit early. And scale, okay, Vayne, no, Vi. Oh, Timo, of course. How can we forget about Timo, guys? Remember the live stream? I do. Singed, it's suboptimal, no one plays him anymore. There used to be Singed jungle OTPs, I don't know where they went. But he still works in the jungle, so he can't be that bad. Tryndamere though is dog shit. I really hate this champion. It's Jimmy Berserker main, by the way, so it's there for a reason, okay? Should be lower. That's all I'm gonna tell you. But yeah, Vi, very good. Vi is very good, but she's still like only a single target champ. She has very fast clear, as always. It's like the same as Lee Sin, more or less. If your team sucks, you're not gonna win with Vi. So that's why she can't be any higher. That is why. Wukong, I hate this fucking monkey. So, you guys know the backstory. He just goes up there. We don't have to talk about him for 20 patches in a row, do we? Xin Zhao, man, he's so cancer. I have to scroll up every single time. Xin is still good in the jungle. He's a better Lee. He's better than most of these champs, actually. He's very strong early game. It's just that, I don't know, he falls off still. He falls off after 3 items, and the assassins just outscale him. He is good into certain comps, obviously against like range, the AD carries, etc. It's very strong, but depends. It's pretty situational. Aatrox getting buffs, guys. Let's go. Aatrox getting buffs. I love it. Oh my god, at least it's not buffs for jungle, so it's not that bad just yet. Actually, I need to order this a bit. I think Gragas goes... Wait, this goes here. Pantheon is better because he doubles harder than Aatrox, kinda. Monkey over Jarvan. Like Jarvan, I think it's arguable. It is arguable. I just got shit on by a few Jarvans already this patch, so that's why I'm putting him so high. Maybe I'm a bit biased, but I think he's very good. I need to make the Jarvan video soon. Let's see where we left off. Warriors jungle still works, but it's not great. It is not great, suboptimal for sure. Yasuo, I guess we can put him in. He's playable. You need knockups in your team. You guys know, like, I repeat myself every tier list. ICBA, man. Kane, blue Kane, broken, red Kane, not too bad. Just go straight up here, I think above Pantheon. The only problem with Kane is like you need farm, and sometimes some games you can't get farm early game. That's why he's not that high. I know some people rate him higher. Like if you play in lower elo, like Diamond Master, you can easily farm farm. You just 1v9 the map, blah blah blah. Sure. But against good players, it's gonna be hard to get form. You know what's funny, guys? I remember a few days ago, we were watching, like me and a friend were watching like Darkbreaker stream, and he picked Kane into 4 melee champs because he didn't know Nila is melee, and he was like, "Why can't I get blue form?" He got blue form at 12 minutes, man. It was too funny. Okay, quick side story. Quick side story. Zed got buffed this patch, second ability cooldown, which is actually huge because you don't max second ability until last, so the cooldown early helps a lot. But it's still Zed jungle. Like he has issues, you guys know. He's very good with first strike, obviously, but he's like on the worst side of assassins this patch still. He is on the worst side of assassins, unless you're like faker on him, but it's still not that great. Yone is, you guys know I love Yone, but recently actually I haven't been playing him a lot this patch, just because he feels so slow. He feels really slow early game, like you can't keep up with assassins when you do like 2 minutes clear. Your clear is 2 minutes and Evelyn does it in 1:30, so you already put behind a lot. The enemy champions can impact the map much quicker than you can, but you can scale on Yone or get some free kills. It's very, very good still, obviously. Nila, I've been playing it a little bit because I saw a lot of people still like pop off on her. Even after the nerfs, her jungle clear is pretty great, so not much else to complain about there. Her second skill is so broken, by the way. Like she counters so many matchups thanks to her second skill. Even against Kha'Zix, I played her. It is actually pretty hard for Kha'Zix to kill her, not gonna lie. Like okay, not kill her, but like one shot her, because if she's smart, when Kha'Zix jumps on her, she just presses second ability And if it's later into the game, she has enough life still to sustain Kha'Zix's damage, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, Volibear is so broken as well, man. There's too many broken champs. Like, I swear Riot is trying to make everything broken. That is how they will balance the game. Well, let's hope it works out. I will put him S+++, honestly. I think it's so strong, man. I think it's so strong. Obviously, late game, it can be a bit difficult to keep playing, but he counters a lot of champions on the list simply because they just can't kill him. They simply just cannot kill him. And his damage is pretty busted as well. Okay, let's not forget anyone. Warwick. I haven't seen one Warwick in like... Man, same for Urgot. Like, these champs, sometimes I forget they exist, honestly. I just don't ever see them. Never. No one plays them anymore. They're just not good. Vladimir is Jimmy Berserker as well. Let's go. Ornn is actually viable in jungle. It is viable. Actually, it's not even suboptimal. I think it's playable. I think it is pretty playable. It's just a tank in jungle is pretty slow. It's like same as Sion, more or less. I mean, Ornn is kind of more useful because of his passive and stuff, but you guys know. Okay, Lilia. I've had good Lilia games recently, actually, this patch. I've had pretty good Lilia games, so I'm actually maybe biased, but I'll put her up in S. Yet again, I've been playing Phase Rush on her. A lot of people told me, go Phase Rush, go Phase Rush. I was like, no way, man. No way. What am I gonna do? I'm just gonna run fast, right? But running fast is actually good. Running fast, believe it or not, is actually useful. So it's pretty nice. I will maybe do a video on her as well. I mean, I have some games with her, but I'm not like... I didn't play that clean, to be honest, so I don't know if I want to post them or not. We'll see. We will see. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, no? I think that is pretty much it. I don't want to forget someone. I don't want to forget someone important. I mean, I can put like Vex jungle and stuff, but you guys know what. Okay, okay, we'll just end it here. It's 21 minutes already, man. It's taking too long. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the tier list. Let me... Well, I can't even show all of it because it's too big. That's what she said. Hey, that's what she told me. Of course, guys, of course. The spear is too big. But yeah, not much changed. I mean, this patch brought some nice buffs for a few champions. Like Jarvan is pretty crazy, as I said. Riven, not doing too bad either. I really love Irelia this patch. I'll make sure to spam some videos with her. Hopefully you guys won't be bored of that. Because I'm not gonna lie, I have like 20 Kha'Zix gameplays recorded that I will probably never post because I just post too much Kha'Zix. And we need some variety. We do need some variety on the channel to not end up being OTP like Darkbreaker. So that's gonna be it for the tier list, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any comments, any what do you call it, man? My English sucks. Again. Any arguments, you could say. If you disagree with any tiers, any listings, you can let me know in the comments. If you are like, oh my god, but I'm Warwick main, I play him AP with Nashor's Rush, and I'm actually master 20 marks with 1 KDA, 50% win rate. My champ is so broken. Sure, bro. Sure, bro. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching.